Hi, welcome to the Fingernail Fixer vlog. I'm so excited you could join me. You never know what you're going to find on the vlog from week to week. It's going to be anything and everything nails, from talking about nails to doing nails, nail tutorials. Check out things on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be looking at nail products. We'll be talking about disinfection. We'll be doing everything and anything nails. So please reach down and click on subscribe or even join me every week on the Fingernail Fixer vlog. Hey Fingernail Fixer freaks, I am coming to you from the salon because I thought it would be a good idea to do my barefoot test on my lunch break. I've got my product and I've got my little sundries kit, and I thought I would bring you along for my practice runs and then my test application so you could get an idea of what you would be looking at if you decided to do the barefoot class online, because this is how you go about it when you do it online. You do all of the theory through the online, and then you have to do all of the testing through the honor system. Woohoo! And set a timer, and you've got 15 minutes to apply and then cure and then ship it off in the mail. So let's take a look at the practicing and what all is involved in that, and then do the test, and you can do it with me. How's that sound? This is crazy for a vlog, right? But it's all about education and what we can offer our clients and doing more in the salon. And I am forever trying to continue to improve in the salon, even though I've been doing nails for 22 years. Still trying to get better. Let's flip around the camera and take a look at what we're gonna do for practice. Let's take a look at what's in this little kit. Since I'm in the salon, I'm good to go in gloves, so we'll tuck these back in here. And these are the little practice papers. This is to apply the Connex, so I'm going to set that over there. This looks like it's probably the cleaner, so I'm going to set it over here. These, I'm going to need one of these to go on the toe. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the toe so that I don't accidentally use it and forget to put it on the toe. Let's see if we can get it on there a little tighter. And yes, I know what this looks like, because I thought that too. Oh, that's much better. Still not super tight. Oops. Let's try another one, shall we? Oh, that's much, much tighter. Ah ha ha! I poked a hole in it. All right. Last one. Ah. Third time's the charm, please. Pretty please. All right. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can tug it a little. Smooth it out. Ah, brilliant. There we go. All right, so he has the finger caught on it, so that will protect the little foot that we're gonna do the test on. These are laminated, so we can practice on these a few times. This is the polish for the test. And we're supposed to practice on this too. So let's practice on these first. And you can also put a ball of gel on these to test if your lamp will cure the product. So that option is available to you as well. Let's take a look at shaping the gel on this and see how it's gonna go for us. Let's do that first. And let's play with pink, because I feel like the pink will show up a little better against the white and under the camera and all that good stuff. So let's just take a blob of pink. And let's see how the viscosity feels. So I'm just gonna roll that off on there. And I'm just gonna come up here and work some into my brush to make it easier to work with. And then I'm gonna give it a feel and see how this goes. Oh, it's got a nice fluffy viscosity. Doesn't move too quickly if your salon is chilly enough. Clearly, I would need a lot more product for this large of a space. Right now, I just want to get a feel for how the gel moves. I want to see what the product feels like. And I'm just gonna like grab a string and string it over to this side and touch. Dab it in the middle and string it over to this side and touch. And just kind of see how I feel the product behaves. That's a really good way to see about what the timing is for the product movement. I'm always curious when working with a new gel, how it's gonna move, how it's gonna behave, how it's gonna bounce back. Because the viscosity of every gel is different. And understanding how the viscosity works is going to affect how I touch it and move with it and work with it. It looks like this gel at the temperature my room is at isn't going to move really quickly. It's going to self-level, but it's not going to move really quickly on me. So I should be able to kind of position it where I want it. And then let it level out. So I'm thinking, since I need to cover such a large area, that probably a layering technique would be ideal for me personally. Looking at the viscosity. If it were runnier, if my room were warmer and it were really runny, I might use the string technique mentioned in the class. But since it's cool enough in the room that I'm in, that the gel is pretty much staying where I put it, I think I'm gonna use more of a layering technique to work with it. Basically what a layering technique means is I would come in on this first layer and just brush a thin layer of gel where I'm going to apply it. Making sure that I sealed the edge and smooth the gel over the entire surface. And if I were working on the nail, I would cure that layer of gel. And then I would scoop more gel up. And lay it about where I want to start building my arch, so that the bulk of the product I lay down is where I'm going to build that apex or that arch. And then start gently moving the gel out towards the edges and letting it flow onto that first layer of product. To start slowly building the thickness, in this case of the toenail. And depending on who taught your class, they're gonna want you to do a certain number of these little cards to practice on. Because you wanna figure out how to build the arch on the flat surface. As you can see, it's tricky. Because once you can build the arch on the flat surface, it's even easier to build it on a curved surface. So I'm going to set him aside in favor of this guy. We're going to put a little finger caught on him so that we can play with him more than once, if the finger caught participates. There we go. Much better on this than on the toe. All right, so we're gonna pretend that this is the toenail. And this time we'll go as far as playing with the curing. So I'm gonna imagine that I'm practicing on a person. And I would apply a nice thin layer after I'd done all the prep and the cleanser and the Connex. Sealing the edge. And since I'm choosing the layering technique because of the temperature of the room and the way it leaves the viscosity, I'm just creating a thin layer to cure first. I'm going to move all of my stuff out of the direction of light that I know is going to travel out of my lamp while I cure. Next, I'm going to get a bigger scoop and start building that arch. Making sure that I would be just gently moving it out to the side. Remember, a gentle touch with gel goes further than an aggressive touch. It's going to listen to you better. Turn that to the side and see what I think of it. Looks like it's building pretty nicely. So I'll cure it. Once you'd practice this a few times until you're comfortable, you'd be ready to do your actual test. So let's whip out the foot and take the test. For this, I'm going to be imagining that it is an actual person and going through each of the steps. And you have 15 minutes to do that. So setting the timer. Letting it go. I'll set that there. So we'll use the cleanser. We'll pretend that we buffed that because I don't think it would be a good idea to buff the finger cut. We would carefully apply the Connex super, super thin. And it needs to air dry for 2 minutes. So we'll scrub, 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 scrub that. We'll imagine that there are little delaminated layers that it needs to be scrubbed into. And then we'll look at our timer. So at 12 minutes, the Connex will be air dried for 2 minutes. While that's air drying for the 2 minutes, I'll get everything else ready to go. The 2 minutes is up. So I'm going to apply my thin layer. Because again, since my room was pretty chilly, I like the viscosity that the gel has. So I'm going to use that layering technique. And if you don't mind, since this is a test, I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch this in the sped up version so I can concentrate. I'm gonna cure in between each layer to make sure they get a full cure and so that the client doesn't get a heat spike while I build. You gotta love when you bump your beautiful creation in the lamp. So now it has nail art. And we're not allowed to file them, so it's gonna have to keep its nail art and not be as smooth as it was originally, which makes me sad. And I'm not going to cheat, as tempting as it would be, because that goes against my grain. Just gonna have to submit it with its art. Now to polish. Oh yeah, that art on the tip is just beautiful. Yippee skippy. I am at least gonna need to clean up the polish. I'm really, really sad that I bumped it on the light. But again, that is the reality of life. Things don't always go the way you want them to. And boop, that's all the time I get for cleanup. So there's my test entry for the Barefoot with its little pink horn at the end from being bumped in the lamp. Now that's all that's left to do is send it off in the mail and hope it makes it there without any more damage than it already took. And I hope this gives you a glimpse into the class a little bit. And if you have any questions about the online class or were curious about where I took the online class, there will be more information in the caption. Be sure you check that out. What did you think? Other than bumping it on the light, I feel like the test went pretty well. I'm super curious to send it off in the mail and see what CJ thinks and what my feedback is and where I can improve and all that good stuff, and start offering the service to my clients. I think it will be really good to get them started in the winter so they have the opportunity to kind of start growing out their damage or what have you over the winter and see what they can look like for summer and really start taking care of them over the winter and then debut them next summer. So I'm excited to start offering this service, and I will take you along the journey and let you know like tips and tricks as I figure them out and all of that good stuff. So I hope you had fun taking the test with me. I would love to hear how this service has been going for you if you offer this service, and any tips and tricks that you have, especially if you saw me making any mistakes. I'll catch you guys next time. Here it is. The polish is all dry. So my foot is ready to ship. I can do this one-handed so that I can share the moment with you, because I didn't bring my stand back today. This is not a one-handed deal. All right, so the foot is off to Florida to be graded. Wish me luck. Here we go.